how I came to faith, I was raised Catholic and had been in church pretty much every day of my life, and had never actually heard the gospel. So I was in my teenage years. My family was a train wreck. I wandered across the street one day, and in the basement of the Episcopalian church across the street from my house, they're having a youth group gathering. This was the tail end of the Jesus movement. And the Holy Spirit was just sovereignly sweeping all over the Washington, D.C. area. And I lived in Maryland. Okay. And this little group of young adults had been ignited by the revival fire of the Holy Spirit, and they were totally jamming over there in the basement of the Episcopalian church. So I wandered in and I heard the gospel for the first time, and there was no question in my God-fearing mind that this was true. This is what I've been looking for. It took me a couple of years to actually come to a point of surrender, but hanging around with all those adolescents and emerging adults who love Jesus with all their hearts, that's how I came to the kingdom. So got saved at about 15, and then I wound up in this little house church. I had no idea the organized church was out there. I was raised Catholic in a Jewish neighborhood, so all you Protestant types didn't even know you were out there. In fact, the way I finally gave my heart to the Lord was at one of the Jesus festivals at the tail end of the 1970s. And I remember going to the festival and seeing thousands of people out in the arena. And all I could think of is, where are all these people coming from? I thought there were like 35 of us going to heaven, So that was my first introduction. I had one of the leaders in my fellowship. Well, actually, I don't even know how this happened. Someone handed me a copy of The Cross and the Switchblade, which is the story of Teen Challenge. And I read the book, and the Holy Spirit just used it to grab me. And I was consumed with this book and with the ministry that it was reporting. And I went back to this leader in my fellowship and I said, okay, I read this book and I can't sleep at night. And whoever these people are and wherever they are, I have to find them and I have to help them. And she said, oh, well, what you're experiencing is a call to ministry. And I said, oh, okay, what's that? And she went on to explain and told me that I needed to go to a Bible college. And I said, oh, okay, what's that? And she knew about two. I applied to both of them. One of them lost my application. I wound up at Valley Forge Christian College, which is an Assemblies of God college. I was there about 2 weeks before I realized that everyone in this college belonged to a denomination I'd never heard of. And I spent my summers working in Teen Challenge in Philadelphia.